Hey guys, how's it going? Masterbucks here and welcome to another episode and a brand new season of the Salford City Career Mode. And yes, we are in the Premier League. It was confirmed toward the end of last season, but drink it in. We have booked our spot in the top division of English football, the Premier League. After all of our toil, after all this time, we have made it to the promised land. What a journey it has been. What an absolutely insane series it has been so far, but we are only just getting started. Now the real work begins, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the team that we will start our first ever Premier League season with. As you can see, there are some new names, some new faces, so let's go through and check them all out. This man, Verbiage, is a man that we got on a pre-contract signing, so he is actually going to be starting at left wing, can play both left mid and right mid as well. Sean Maguire, of course, because he's by far the best player in my team, regardless of his lower overall compared to the rest of the players. He is my number one. He is going to be my main striker for the. I don't feel like I need to replace him as of yet because he was so good for me in the championship. And Cody Gakpo, we managed to actually keep. We also got him on a pre-contract by terminating his loan with like a month left to go in his loan. He was in the last month of his contract. We were able to get him on a free, basically. It was a masterstroke. Absolute genius. And then in the midfield, we've got Angel Gomez. We've got a new man, Riddle Baku, who I've actually got in at the moment. But he, I suppose, is also interchangeable with maybe Alex Moad or another centre midfielder. And Christian Ferreira completes my midfield trio. At left back, we sold Harry Tofolo last season. And we lost Joshua Wagnerman, a left back I had on loan. So that is an area of maybe not immediate concern, but a position we really need to strengthen. So I'm going to look for a new left back, hopefully, to start this season. We have got Joel Kelly, a left back that we have been training up for ages, a youth academy player, who now is just sounding out of nowhere the highest rated left back we have in the team, despite only making like 1 or 2 appearances. And he's actually quite decent, for a 70 overall. So we might look to continue training him and he could become maybe a backup for us. But if possible, I would love to get a new high quality left back in that matches the overall of the rest of the team. If not, we can always go with him. Hernandez and Joe Worrell are the starting centre back partnership. And a new man, Danny DaCosta at right back, an 81 rated player. He's my equal highest rated player now alongside Verbiage. Muric, my goalkeeper as well, is still, after all these years, we bought him in season 1, still my number 1 keeper. We've got Hughes the backup, Medley. Jesus has moved to the bench now, so he is off the bench player for me now. That's maybe a bit tough, but only fair enough, I would suppose. Moat, we've got Arthur McCall as our backup striker and centre attacking mid. Shackleton and Curtis on the bench as well. And then the reserves, we got plenty of depth both in the defense, in the midfield, and then especially in the midfield, and also a couple of striking options as well. A lot of these players of which are quite young from the youth academy that we're going to look to loan away. But regardless, we got plenty of depth, and maybe it isn't Premier League quality depth, but it's still very exciting talent to be keeping our eye on. Our budget for this season, ho baby, we've got ourselves an absolute bucket load to spend here. Over 50 million worth of budget and around 100 grand worth of wage per week to spend. That will be very, very convenient, especially since now that we're going for players that are in, their mid-30s, or mid-30s, like their mid-70s in terms of overall, their high 70s, even maybe knocking on the door or in the 80 ratings. Every single one of those players is going to pretty much cost about 40 or 50 million. Just have a look right now at some of the players that we've got in my shortlist. This, I will come clean, is more or less from last season than it is intended for this season. But Eddie Nketiah here, who's like, a 23-year-old near 80 rated striker. He's 30 million in value, but we'd have to pay between 36 and 50 for him. And I 100% believe that as well. He'd probably cost us about 40, 45, really. So that's just for a 78 something rated player. It's going to be a bit tricky for us to get real high quality talent straight out the gate if we're just going to pay outright for them. But I am going to do my best. At the moment, the only left backs we have in our shortlist are Rogerio, however you would pronounce that, Brazilian, I'm not sure. But his value and the actual amount that we need to pay for him is actually not that much more. So he might potentially be worth a shout. He's the highest rated left back I have in my shortlist. We've got Robinson here, who I might be able to get a little cheaper as well, so he could be potentially a player we go for. We've got Naka here, not a very high overall, and I probably wouldn't even go for him. I might just straight up remove him from the shortlist. We could go back for Wagnerman, a guy that was really, really good for me, and I would love to try to get him, but look, again, the value for a player of his overall and his age, I mean, it's going to cost me 40 mil. That's nearly the whole budget gone on just him. And then you've got Ruben Vinagre, another player, more of a left wing back, but still a player I think could get the job done at left back regardless. Those are options for me, but I'm also going to look for other left backs, like I've been recommended Lloyd Kelly as a promising first quality player with 12 months on his contract, 30 value. There's maybe a shot of getting him for potentially a pretty good amount. Regardless, we'll move ahead now into the first friendly games that we have. We're in the Audi Cup. We're facing a few Italian clubs and maybe a few English clubs. I believe Leeds United are involved in this, but we're not going to play any of these games. The only game we're playing today is the first game of our Premier League season. We're getting it straight out the way in the first episode of the new season. And if you were wondering who our first game in the Premier League is going to be against, it is Burnley away. Maybe not, the most glamorous of fixtures to begin our Premier League season after waiting and toiling all this time to get here, but I'm just happy to be here because the next game after that is our first home game. It's against Man City, and it's also, you're not going to unfortunately see it in this episode, but it's also going to be our first game in our brand new stadium. You're going to have to wait for that one. I apologize, but the new episode after this will be coming soon, I promise you. We'll look really quickly at the sliders I've got set. It's ultimate difficulty still, and I've made it even harder for myself now we're in the Premier League. To be fair, these were the settings I had in the previous episode where I got dicked 6-1 in the FA Cup final by Arsenal. 60 sprint speed and acceleration, 40 shot error and 40 shot passing error, so there's reduced chance of error there, and the shot speed and the passing speed is even faster as well, which is why some shots that are taken from well outside the box just fly right past my goalkeepers and I'm just left in awe. Then you mix that with the fact that their shot error is less and they're always almost always going to hit the target. It makes things, scary. I'm going to switch over now to our second team for these friendly games. We'll get them out of the way, hopefully bring in a little bit more cash, and then maybe after that we might make some signings, potentially, hopefully a new left back. How are we going to get on our first group game in the Audi Cup against Parma? Oh my absolute holy Jesus. 6-1 again. I'm having flashback memories of the FA Cup final. I don't like this. Holy hell, my goddamn second team got mauled. Yeah, sure, they're high 60s, low 70 overalls, but against Parma, I didn't expect to get annihilated like that. Okay, that did not go the way that I wanted it to at all. Let's see if we can bounce back. I'm still going to play the second team. I'm still going to trust in them, despite the fact I really probably shouldn't after that last one. Salsulo next. We have a game against Leeds United. That's our final game. But if we don't get a result here, mate, my second team, this is, oh dear. Preseason is going horrifically. You know what? I'm sorry. I tried to trust in the second team. We'll sim the last game, regardless of the fact we're not going to get out of the group stage with our main side. I need to see something. And I'm just giving drills to a few of my players. I'm going to give Arthur McCall the last one here. But maybe just before I do, something that I wanted to show you was that despite the fact he's 28 years of age, Sean Maguire is showing that he's a promising player. So the training attributes I give him will boost the growth of his training. I'm amazed by that when he's 28 years of age. I don't know if that's dynamic potential at work there, because we obviously scored and assisted a bucket load with him. So his potential should shoot up, I guess, at least a little bit. So there you go. We might actually give him drills because, again, as much as I love him, imagine if we made him even better. Like, at 75, to be a starting striker in the Premier League, that's actually quite low. Despite the fact we know he's class, I might train him up and give Arthur McCall drills as well. So I'm giving Kelly, Sessegnon, Staunton, and Maguire drills along with Arthur McCall. These are the drills that we're probably going to stick with for at least the start of this Premier League season. Like I said, I'm switching back over to the main team for this one against Leeds because, goddamn, I need to see my team at least get some points today, for crying out loud. And have a look at this too. The World Cup is currently going on, I believe, at this time, despite the fact it's supposed to be taking place halfway through the season. I don't think that's the level of detail, unfortunately. That is, in career mode, sadly. But we'll monitor this as well at the same time because, hey, why not? You've got Germany and France facing off in a final, and then Argentina versus Portugal. Oh my God, Messi, Ronaldo in their last shot. I'm assuming that Ronaldo can make it that far. I'm sure maybe he can. If he can, then Messi can. Imagine that to get into a World Cup final. Oh, That would be so good. All right, come on, let's see. Are we going to get anything against Leeds? No, it's only a draw. Whatever. At least I saw my team get a point in preseason. So it's not a complete and utter disaster, although, yeah, it kind of is. We have Anderson being loaned out. Thomas Anderson's actually one of the players with mega potential. So we'll let him, we'll see how he goes just out on loan. Maybe I could even have trained him. But we only get 1.3 mil for our pretty lackluster performance in the Audi Cup, and again, didn't meet expectations. I ain't surprised about that. All good. We will just kick on from this point, advance on through, maybe make a signing at left back, but the main course, the Premier League, is only a few weeks away. We have a agreement for Manny Diaz-Souvray, 2 million. It's not much more, but whatever. I think we'll let him go. We do need to kind of move on. Some of the remnants of the original Salford team, now that we're there, I just wanted one of my original Salford City players to play a Premier League game, and I think that man's going to end up being Richie Towell. So that'd be nice, but Manny Diaz-Souvray, unfortunately, one of the ones that made it all the way here. He contributed, he did his bit, but I think it's time to move him on, and probably same too with Devontae Rodney. We also got a pretty big offer, 52 million for Ferreira. That is huge money, but like, I don't know, are we actually going to be able to... I apparently could get massive money for him. I'll counteroffer for like, you know, hey, fuck it, it's China. I'm going to counteroffer for like ridiculous amounts of money. If they're willing to pay it, then yeah, sure, you can have him. And take a look at this, by the way, at the World Cup. We had Germany beating France on penalties. Argentina beat Portugal. So it's a Germany versus Argentina final again. Does this time Messi get up? France got a 3-2 win over Portugal. And Germany did it to Argentina again. So Germany ended up winning 2-1 the 2022 Qatar World Cup, despite the fact that it's like July and not like, you know, December when it's supposed to be. Whatever. Mate, it's just, it'll never happen for poor Leo Messi. That is so sad. There we have it. Diaz-Souvray is sold. Another offer for Rodney. Like, we'll move him on. I'm pretty much just going to accept this one as well. I'm not really prepared to start negotiating for just 100,000, 200,000 now that we've got 50 mil in the bank. And I'll reject this loan offer for Sessegnon. I still think he'll be worth keeping. Anyway, we've been advancing ahead, getting a little bit of work done, you know, cleaning up a bit of house as well. All the older, more deadwood players not up to the level of the Premier League. All the really low-rated youth academy players that we've recently promoted, we're loaning away. So we're getting that all done, and we are only a week away, baby. But with it being the first of a new month, it is time to go in and get some new scouts, I reckon. With the crazy amount of money that we now have being in the Premier League, I'm going to let go of not all of my scouts. I'll keep my best one, Evan Dahl, but we'll get rid of Peter Turner because, God, he was useless for me. And Harold Anderson, I don't think he was terrible, but we'll let him go as well. The best two scouts I see are, there's a $4.4 million scout and a $4.3 million scout. Ideally, I would like to get an English scout to send away to England. So I might end up going for Harvey Hill, but he'll be there. I reckon what we'll do is we'll go for Lund, who is from Denmark. 4.4 mil. We'll go and get him because he's just the best. And then the other one that we'll pick up will be, so long as there's not another one that's come through that's better, not really, we'll go for Harvey Hill then. Awesome stuff. So we have now got a Danish scout, a Norwegian scout, and we had the option to get a Swedish scout there as well. We could have had a whole Scandinavian vibe going on with our youth scouting network, but whatever. Harvey Hill, you already know, I got him because he's English, so we can send him away to England. Hopefully he does way better than that other fraud that we had. We will maybe send these two away to two countries that I haven't been to before. Maybe, I don't think I've scouted in Germany yet, so maybe we'll send our top scout away to Germany. And Dahl, we can maybe send away somewhere else I haven't gone before. Belgium, potentially. The Netherlands maybe would be a good shout, so we'll send him away there for not for 3 months, for 9 months as well. Beautiful. So the Youth Academy is set up for another brand new season. Hopefully we'll find even more sensational players. I've also specifically been looking for left backs in the global transfer network, both world class and promising, and I'll show you if I find anyone else that's worth adding to my shortlist. I've got Johnny here. He's 28 years of age. Yes, that's a bit old, but he's transfer listed, so I might be able to get him for cheap. But Lloyd Kelly at 75 overall, also in the last 11 months of his contract, might potentially be worth a get as well. You know what I think I'm going to do here? I'm just going to delegate to buy and offer a bunch of, I'll put a bunch of offers out for a whole bunch of different left backs. Whatever the best deal I end up getting back is, then we'll just go with that one. So Rogerio, I think I could get for a pretty good amount. So we'll offer between 28 and 32 million for him. Johnny I might only be able to get for 23 mil, so that's pretty damn good for an 82 rated player. Yeah, sure, he's 28 years of age, but I mean, I tell you what, we'll offer for him as well. And maybe there's a chance I could get Lloyd Kelly for a little bit. I don't know if I'd be willing to pay 53 mil for him, so maybe I'll bring that down to, oh, hang on a minute. Maybe I'll bring this down to like 35 mil if I could get him for somewhere in that range as well. Still waiting to hear back on those little offers, but we still continue to get loan offers of our own, transfer offers here for Ronan Curtis, maybe a potential player we might sell on in the future, but not just yet. Especially not when they're only offering less than $1 million than what he's actually worth. But we'll try. I've been trying to loan away a few more players for a little while now. And I mean, you can see we've been really taking care of business. We got so many players away on loan right now. Like it is pretty crazy. Like we're really taking care of business. We're becoming the new Chelsea, aren't we? With the amount of youth academy players we've just got loaned away. But look at this, we are only a day away from our first Premier League game. And look, I also don't know how I didn't notice this, but Danny DaCosta's actually injured. I think it must have been like a training injury or something because, yeah, goddamn, we're going to miss our star right back in the first game of the season. But I tell you what, it's a good thing we've been training up Kelly. He's already up to a 72. It's almost like in time, he'll get to an overall that's decent enough anyway, like mid-70s. So I may as well kick on with him. Like, his actual overall stats aren't too bad. The pace is there. He's got a good amount of height. He could actually be quite a decent player for me. A guy that I was training up tons last season and barely gave any time to might become my starting left back in the Premier League. That is how insane. But we have advanced on ahead. We have made it. August the 6th, the first Premier League game of the season. We are taking our first Premier League press conference of this series. Oh my God, what a moment. Look at this. You got the Premier League bloody logo and everything in the back. We have hit the big time. I feel like it's almost time for me to lose the leather jacket or whatever it is. Yes, I'm sure we can avoid a low position despite the fact that we are going to be up against it with the changes to the sliders and everything. We must be careful. The squad is capable. I feel like that's a very good response. Is Leonard's replacement already at Salford? Yes, of course. We sold Ryan Leonard, one of the other players that's gotten a little older, maybe not good enough for Premier League. This is his chance to become a legend. All right, let's calm down. He's going to have to work hard. He has the qualities needed. There you go. That's a good spot. That's a safe one. And you've been quite busy in the transfer market so far with no more than 4 players sold. I told you we were busy. Should we expect more signings? You'll definitely see me bring in players eventually, hopefully. We're good all over the pitch. We're building a winning team. Nah, we'll just say we're good already. Yeah, that's a good response. Nice. We really need to start getting that team morale getting up a little higher. But this is it. We are primed and ready to go. The Premier League season is upon us. And because of the injury to, unfortunately, Danny DaCosta, Shackleton is going to start at right back for us and Joel Kelly. So some lower overall fullbacks compared to the rest of the team. But regardless, that is a strong, I would imagine, relatively strong team coming into the Premier League. Who knows where we'll be at the end of it? Who knows how this season's even going to go? But we are here. We are ready. Let's tear this place apart. Come on, it's the Premier League. Burnley are our hopeful first victims. Let's go. First Premier League points of the series up on off. It is our first ever Premier League game and we take on Burnley at Turf Moor. The bigger, flashier stadiums will come, but this is history right here. The first ever top division game that Salford City will play. We want to make sure we finish this game on the right side of history. Looking to do all we can to start off on the right foot. Now, let's take a look at this Burnley team. We see a few names like Ben Davies that's transferred into Burnley. You've got Borja Valero there as an interesting name. Ashley Barnes and Jean-Kevin Augustine. Some interesting names on the bench as well. But aside from that, not the most insane Premier League team to start off facing in the league. I think a win here to start our Premier League campaign is definitely possible. One more look at the Salford City team. Muric in goal in a 4-3-3 formation. Shackleton, Worrell, Hernandez and Joel Kelly. Our left back, Ferreira, Gomez and Riddle Baku. And then Cody Gakpo returns, Maguire and Verbiage. Pedro Jesus on the bench. Moat, Curtis, Nathan Wood, Arthur McCall. Sean Hughes our backup. Zach Medley's there as well. Our first ever Premier League lineup. About to play our first ever Premier League game. And Burnley has now got us kicked off. We are underway in the Premier League. Riddle Baku immediately with a big start. Oh, could we get off to a big start here? Who knows? We have Maguire. I've made a bit of a mistake trying to get it to Verbiage here. Now, Wall's a bit flat-footed here. I'm going to have to go with him. Bloody Shackleton's not really offering anything either. Worrell steps across. There was contact, didn't really get the ball, but it's not enough for him to go down. And into the middle, Barnes! Yeah, just getting absolutely taken apart to start this first 10 minutes. My midfield is not getting back and helping out my back line at fucking all. It's a bit of a concern. Muric punches that one away. Well, they've left Maguire in a little bit of space here. The fake shot. Out wide once more. Gakpo looking for the cross, not going to get it. Maybe we'll work it out to Shackleton here. That's not really a good delivery, but, oh, I thought it was going to sit there, and I thought we were going to pick that one off. Oh, good ball, good cutting ball. Please stop that cross. Wall had to. Gets it right back, though. Javi Hernandez is there. Can we actually get rid? Thank you. Got in the way of so many of those, and just we could not get it out. 30 yards, surely no real chance here, but they'll have a pop, and it's, oh my God, hit the roof of the net. Oh, now what is that? Are you serious with this? They're putting on some moves now. Oh, and they let fucking fly. I thought I was in the way of that. Apparently not. Look at this. They hit like me with 2 bloody drag back or backheel passes. Thought I was in the way of that. Muric couldn't get down to stop it, and they have taken the lead. Thought we were there. No, couldn't, and that's just well hit. We didn't have the best of starts to this game, so to go 1-0 down, I can't really say that I don't deserve to be, but that was preventable. Fucking Jesus Christ, guys. We can't even complete passes at the moment. And they're much quicker than we are. We block that cross. They get it right back again. My God, they are getting so many second and third efforts at goal when we get in the way of these crosses. It's actually really fucking pissing me off. Because they keep getting so much of the ball back after I do all the hard work and all the defending. We never get the bounce. We never get it back. They just keep getting it. Go right back to them after a block cross. It's fucking annoying, but regardless, the whole half was basically spent in our own defensive third, so for it to be the scoreline it is, I really can't argue. Just got to try to be a little bit, I don't know, when we, hopefully, we'll actually get some of the ball back when we do defend and we can go quick and counter. Alright, that's nice. Here we go. Now we go Gakpo away. I can see right here at the back post. I don't know if he'll get to it. He won't. Looks like it's come off of Verbic, though, after they win the header and they get the corner. I'm not only is it a tougher game for me now, but I'm just not getting any luck. Gakpo, low cross here. Oh, tapped in! Had to be! Sean Maguire's got our first ever Premier League goal. Cut across the face of goal by Cody Gakpo. Brilliant 1-2 between them. You knew it had to be my Irish Leo Messi that gets our very first ever Premier League goal. We slip in Gakpo. Maguire makes his move. Low cutting ball. Maybe the keeper can come out to grab it, but he holds his ground. Tries to cover the front post, and Maguire, it's a simple little tap in. Read it, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Maguire, first goal in the Premier League. You know it won't be his last. God, again, we try to clear away, but we don't quite get it out completely. But now we can build, hopefully, here. I see Verbic making his run. I don't think I'll be able to get it to him, though, so we pass it over into the middle again. Is Cody Gakpo going to get another chance here? We might try to recreate the exact same goal here. Oh, my God, Gakpo is going to get a chance. The cut back. Oh, the deflection. The tap in. No, Verbic couldn't get there. Good play that between those two. Traore is in here, but did you just fucking see where Shackleton went there? What the fuck was that? I need to see this. He was marked the whole way, the man at the back stick, and then he just had acres of space because Shackleton, I swear, went to go to cover someone that was already being marked. I need to you know, fuck it, you can look back. Barbonna was fucking covered, and Shackleton just went fucking on a journey and just decided, oh nah, I'm just going to forget about him. The only guy that's going to be able to get a goal from this position. I'm fucking livid with that. You know what? I'm so mad, I'm sorry. I'm just going to put him on blast. Look, he's right there. He's right there. He's in the way. All he has to do is look to his left. He's in the way there still. Then he deviates and makes his run toward... That's not the fucking move, mate. You have left him open for a... I'm fucking... I really do feel like I haven't gotten the rub of the green in the first half. Maybe a little bit better, I was thinking for a second there toward the second. But, no. Then Shackleton just goes and does that. Are you just... Oh, fucking... We can get it right back, though. Could we? No. Wrong player again. Again, not marked, and again, another goal. They get down the wings so easily with this extra added fucking pace that I've given to them in sliders. And every time they cross it in, I can't rely on my fucking defenders to pick up the players at the back post. This is going to be a real fucking problem if I continue to stick with these settings. Because I can't trust my defenders. Look, I'm just watching Kelly fucking walking, not even trying to get in the way. I honestly can't even feel like this is I just have to stop them getting down the wings at all costs, because I cannot trust any of my defenders to be picking up the fucking wingers charging into the box. Crossed in, saved. My God, the through ball's too heavy as well. Just has not gone my way. I don't even feel like I particularly played that badly. I've just really been kind of fucked over with those two little shit goals there right at the end and getting a real fucking hard time of it in the first half. Right around the outside here. Gakpo. My God. Ristovski is outpacing Cody Gakpo. We are not going to get anything from this game. We could maybe pick up a late goal here. Maybe for Pedro Jesus. I saw Maguire there. And in the middle. Bang. All right. Good. We get one. Ferreira's made it 3-2. I don't rate my chances of getting another goal here. We just don't have the time for it. But a nice little cutback here. Ferreira, good finish. But I don't think we'll have enough time. All out attack, sure. We got to charge forward and just get this ball off them. It'll be a fucking miracle. I needed something like that to happen and for the ball to bounce back to me, but no. Just imagine if my fucking fullbacks and my goddamn defenders actually, I don't know, did what they're in the fucking team to do. To pick up their men, to stick with them, to not give them tap-ins and chances like that at the fucking... Oh, God. I really, really do feel very hard done by this result. But I think this is not the last time I'm going to get fucked over like this with these sliders on these settings, going up against high quality opposition now that we're in the Premier League. We're going to have to cop this one. I just hope I don't have to do it too much. But it is not the start to the season that we were after. I cannot argue with what the scoreline was at halftime when it was 1-0 to Burnley. I had no complaints. I felt that's only fair. At the end of it, for them to be 3-2, I'm fucking furious with. Maybe 2-2 and we split the points. That's probably deserved. But I'm fucking livid that Burnley, because I don't feel like it's on me, that loss. I really don't. But he deserves all the praise. He must keep his momentum. Other players should follow. He does deserve the praise. He had to be the one that got our first goal in the Premier League, didn't he? With the goal scored in the last minutes of the match, you just need one more to clinch the draw at that moment. Did you expect you could get it? We had less than like 60 seconds. We deserved more from the game. Absolutely fucking oath. That is the only answer to ever say. And a difficult game today, the players seem to be lacking in confidence. Well, no, my defenders just seem to be fucking blind and don't know what their role in the team is. Unacceptable, low confidence. Our confidence is solid. Just because it's early days and I'm not going to hit the panic button just yet, we'll go with that answer and that'll do our first post-match press conference, unfortunately, at the end of a loss. I am not happy with that game, but we will forget about it and move on. Because the next game that we have, it's only going to get even more challenging. We face Manchester City, but it's our first home game and our first game in the new stadium. We've just heard back from Wolves that they're accepting a $23.5 million offer for Johnny here. That is absolutely brilliant for a player that, you know, he's a little older, 28, but that's a great bargain there for an 82 rated left back. I tell you what, I think Kelly's got upside, he's got potential, but I've got to do it for a bargain this good. He was quite the reliable player for me in the Wolves career mode back in FIFA 19, so we are coming back. We are re-signing him. His wage demands are quite interesting. He's taken a pay cut, wants appearance bonus and signing bonus. I'll round it all up and we'll figure it out from there. I'm going to straight up remove his appearance bonus, but I'm going to maybe round up his wage to 50k and the signing bonus will make, maybe not 500,000, we'll make it like whatever. So I'm going to see if he goes with that, because a 10% appearance bonus when you're a crucial first team player, obviously you're going to get that. That's not going to work. Wow, I really didn't think that was going to be that big a deal breaker. Wow. You know what? I've decided. I'm just going to advance ahead the next week and we're going to go for Johnny again, and this time we'll just give him what he wants and, you know, we won't negotiate too hard. Hopefully he's still available, but again, more players loaned out. Like, there are honestly so many players loaned out now. We really are the new Chelsea. Regardless, the next game of the season is going to be at home against Man City, the new stadium, as I said before, but that will be coming at the beginning of the next episode where we will hopefully, maybe, finally get our first point or points in the Premier League, since our first game we couldn't quite get it done. But we'll play that game, we'll hopefully actually sign Johnny this time in the next episode and hopefully take care of so much more as well. But we are here in the Premier League. It's tough now for me. Ultimate difficulty with these bloody settings. It's going to be a real bloody grind. And I reckon sim games are going to be a pain as well. Now that we're facing teams that have higher quality opposition and high quality teams on a regular basis, I think mid-table in itself, getting in the top 10 is a genuine challenge by itself. I don't know. We will see. Till the next episode, my name's Master Bucks. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one.